What's good, y'all? Ran real quick. Everybody's like, Alchemy, what's good? Y'all saw my last video. Well, not many of you did. Views kind of low. But anyway, I got crazy energy. It's Saturday night. Carmelo Anthony to the Oklahoma City Thunder. What do you think about it? Y'all let me know in the comments what you think. I'll give you my immediate reaction. As a Warriors fan, my immediate reaction was, I'm glad Oklahoma City rather than Houston. I think Houston, it fit better. With the defenders they have. Now, so you're looking at a lineup of Carmelo Anthony essentially playing the 4, right? Patrick Patterson getting moved to the bench, and now you've got Westbrook, Roberson, Paul George, Carmelo, and Steven Adams. And that's a very nice starting lineup, but I question the depth because Doug McDermott and Enes Kantar, it's essentially a 2-for-1 deal, right? As well as the draft pick. Obviously it's a deal you make 10 out of 10 times. Sam Presti continues to impress and do everything he can to keep Oklahoma City relevant. But what I'm saying is it again strikes to their depth. So you have Patrick Patterson off the bench, as well as who else? Y'all can remind me. I was looking. You got Grant, one of the Grant sons, right? The forward. And Raymond Felton. Raymond Felton is their second unit, okay? So Carmelo's a closer, right? I don't know how much defense he has left. He's gonna be able to guard most 4s. Like, you know, there'll be the nights where it's Anthony Davis or Karl Anthony Towns, and there's gonna be a problem. They're gonna have to work that out. But most nights, I think he can play the 4. My initial thoughts though, and I don't think Billy Donovan is capable of doing this, and more so I don't think Carmelo is willing to do this, but what he needs to do is an Andre Iguodala. He needs to become the 6th man, right? Because, you know, then it allows him to do ISO Melly. I don't, you know, like I said, it's Saturday, y'all. I'm not gonna lie to you, I've begun to drink beer. Guinness Stout. But anyway, I get back on this. You see me, I got my hoodie on. It's Hoodie Alchemy and, you know, trying to recognize Hoodie Melo. So, you know, everybody knows Melo likes ISO ball, particularly at the elbow where he can jab step, head fake, and just kind of clear out. And he's a great finisher, very clutch. I remember at Syracuse, he had it. You either got it or you don't, right? And he just got it. He's a great closer. The problem is, will Russell Westbrook realize that and get out of the way in the final 2 minutes of games? Because that's the one big knock on Westbrook is he's just so, you know, he's so forceful and so rigid in his end of game decisions, right? His mind is made up, predetermined what he's gonna do, and defense is key on that. So is he gonna give Melo the ball at the end of the games? Because between Paul George, Westbrook, and Melo, that should be Melo's role as the offensive closer. So they should all 3 be on the court at the end of the game, don't get me wrong. But I'd like to see him come off the bench and be a super 6-man to start games. He can run out there with that second unit and they can just run the offense through him. He can play ISO ball and get up as many shots as he wants. Meanwhile, Paul George and Westbrook can build a chemistry on the first unit. Now, that said, I don't think it's going to happen. I don't think Melo's going to buy into it. I think he still has delusions of grandeur. You know what I mean? Meaning he just thinks he's more than he is at this point in his career. But it's exciting. If you go back and look at my predictions, I liked Oklahoma City, my podcast with Clay Allen. You know, I'd picked OKC to get the 2nd seed, and I said Presti was not done. They're going to move one of their bigs for another wing player. Sure enough, they pounced on the Carmelo Anthony deal. Now, looking at it's always very hard to say what New York had on the table. You know, Portland was interested. Obviously, Houston really didn't have much to offer, but that Ryan Anderson contract and maybe like Trevor Ariza. Portland, were they going to give you like a Mo Harkless, an Aminu, or an Evan Turner or something like that? So you bring Kantar to New York, who's going to start at center alongside Porzingis, and offensively, they fit very well because they're so versatile. Kantar, one of the more polished post games and finishers around the basket, and then obviously Porzingis can stretch the floor, but defensively, they're going to be a revolving door. You remember those revolving doors they used to have at like Macy's and Nordstrom's? I don't think they have them shits anymore. Maybe New York's got them. So defensively, I don't know what they're going to do, but, you know, I don't think that's going to be their strategy. Jeff Hornacek, more of an offensive coach anyway. So, you know, I don't know if that's what the best they could have got. The 2nd round pick is nothing. And then Doug McDermott, I kind of feel bad for him, Dougie McBuckets, because it didn't fit in Chicago with Butler and Wade and Rondo, and then Russ wasn't getting him the ball at all. So I'm not really willing to give up on McDermott yet. I liked him, and I think he could be a serviceable, floor spacer, you know, maybe like a poor Mike Miller, a poor man's Mike Miller. So New York, it's hard to say what they could have got in return. I like the move for OKC. And again, I already had them getting that number 2 seed. How does it affect the Powers? Their depth, man, their depth. And I think ultimately, if they could somehow convince Melo to become the 6th man, I think that would be the best for the team. But again, Melo, I don't see that in his personality. I think they're going to try and squeeze all 3 in there. And it's going to be real interesting to see Westbrook. This is his opportunity to prove the haters wrong, myself included. Are you going to run an offense? Are you going to play some defense, Russ? You know what I'm saying? You've got 2 other elite scorers on your side now, more than you've ever had, right? KD was great, but he's one man. You've got 2 great scorers that can shoulder the load offensively throughout the game. Are you going to actually play some defense? Are you going to contest some 3-point shots? So it's very exciting, man. The West gets stronger, and maybe more so importantly, Cleveland and Houston miss out. If you're looking at Golden State fans, you know, the 2 powers that we had our eye on missed out on this player. So I don't know. What else? Trump and his bullshit. I try to stay away from politics, man. But it's embarrassing, right? It's embarrassing. It's transparent as I don't know what. And good for the Warriors, man. Good for Steph for standing up. He's been, you know, very politically correct thus far throughout his career. So shout out to all the Warriors for stepping up and that whole nonsense. I don't feel no type of way about that. Who really wants to go there anyway? That's it for now, though. Hit that like, share, and subscribe. I'm out, y'all.